rain and sun, pretty typical here. So we're gonna get out before we get rained on. There's another cloud coming. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Before we get into it, we got some calls to run. Typically, we're getting into maintenance like with everything. So I like to carry one of these just in case our customer like actually says yes. We would love to get some insulation redone, you know, clean up the eyesore basically. And that's where AIREX comes in with these Titan outlets. They used to only be used for new installs because you had to run the line set through them. We deal with a lot of rooftop penetrations, but anything on the side of the house, the side of a wall, we deal with split systems as well. So I'm going to be installing these. This retrofit kit helps you quite a bit because you can actually, it's two pieces, so you can actually put this on existing line set. You don't have to rip out or you don't have to cut anything. Retrofit does exactly what you think it does, goes over existing units. But typically what I was trying to tell AIREX is that I can actually use some of their products on refrigeration equipment because again, insulation just deteriorates around here. This is their E-Flex guard. So this basically is like a little jacket that you can put on the insulation to keep that UV protection and just covered from the sun, any weather, rodents. It tells you everything that in case the insulation does deteriorate. They come in white and black, and you can also get these 90s for you that like it super perfect. I just slap it on, keep it protected. That way it looks nice. A year from now, 5 years from now, whatever it is, it's still intact. Just want to test something. I didn't bring up the proper fittings, but you get my point, right? We got a even flow if we can put a proper P-trap and setup here versus it just down, because you can feel like the suction on it. So this is that other one. They did already, I confirmed, I had to call, and I'll explain that in a minute too. But they already did order parts for this. So, but I'm just showing you, like, this is how they've all been set up. They used to drain at the bottom. They used to be connected at all these train units, but some of them have been replaced. Like I know this one's newer, not by us. So I see the drains like that, and I've seen them drain, you know, very slowly, probably just because it's overfilled so much, but it's not draining properly. That's more of the pan on this one, but I see a lot of them like this, and they don't have us. They said they want maintenance, they just never approved it. I hardly work on these units, so it's not like I have a work order to also add, you know, redoing the drain line or anything. So that's the commercial world. We're not in the business of free work. So if I don't have a work order, like I don't have one right now, I can't help them. And if we do get either maintenance or some work orders for the drains, it's leaking water inside, I can just come through and redo all the piping. It's all gonna be draining on the roof. Usually we route them to like a gutter, and that's about it. And typically I prefer to build my own P-trap so you can make it the desired, or you know what's recommended, the depth and length and everything, and you can route it wherever you want to. I carry these are like I don't know if they're probably for plumbing. I don't know, they're just, you know, I pick them up at Home Depot and they work in a pinch. So I always carry a couple of these in case for situations like this, but I still don't have a request to do this, and I'm already gonna hit my NTE on the walk-in. So if I need it, it's there, but I don't have a work order for it yet. And like I said, I don't work for free. All right, the work order came in. I'm actually gonna try and just squeeze this call and just worry about my connection first with the P-trap, and then I'm probably gonna connect it back to this and kind of utilize this little gutter drain that they got going on here. I'm not even sure. I think the old drain was somewhere down there. Forgot this freaking thing they never approved either. But it's gonna be easier for me. I'm just gonna open up this side so we can vacuum out the rest of that duct. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. They did approve for me to redo all the lines, so we'll take care of that too. All right, so we picked up as much water as we could. Yum. Yeah, this place is literally falling apart. So just taking it one call at a time, one request, more importantly, at a time. You'll go out of business doing free calls or doing favors, you know, things like that. So I'm just, you know, hey, you need something else done? I need that request. I need that email. I need that work order. So yeah, we got to do all the drains. Just got it going for now. Make sure it was pouring inside the kitchen, and the kitchen's hot now. The kitchen needs repairs, the AC. All right, got our makeshift drain that's been working fine. I was gonna build it out, but they want to know if it's salvageable. We got one circuit completely out, flat, and the second one has like some high suction pressure going on, but it's pushing out 73. So we're gonna do a quick, I just brought up whatever nitro I had left. I've already told them they need a disconnect. I'm not able to turn that off, so I'm not gonna go back down. Like I said, throw in some nitro, trace it with 410, use the sniffer, use the bubbles, see what we see. But I don't know if you guys can see, there is a stain right there from, I remember that being the leak last time. So if the bill's too much, I got to check the compressors and all that. They're gonna want a quote on a new unit already. We make a list and let them decide. I'm not gonna not do my job. I'm gonna tell them what's wrong with it and they decide. Have to go down, turn it off at the breaker so we can get in here, have the panel open. There was like 10-15 psi left in that, and then my drain cat, I've been using it just to give me like 100. That's usually where I test first, is like 100 psi, and then I throw in a tracer. We are at 150 psi. That should be enough for us to do a walkthrough and a leak test real quick. So I picked up a little bit over here. I don't know if it'll do it again. Sometimes I get like a trace of it. I'm not super high on PSI right now, but also the condition of the evaporator. So it's going off right there. It's a very certain spot, so I'm gonna hit it with some bubbles real quick. But at this point, I mean, I can try and patch, but I just did one. It lasted maybe 10 months, and then it ended up leaking again, like in a different spot, because it's eventually it's gonna be the whole strip of U-bends, you know. So we don't have water anymore though. Nothing super conclusive, obviously. Even if we have like a micro leak, because like right now I'm not getting any bubbles that are clear. Every now and then I thought I did, but there might be a micro leak, right? And then I don't know what that stain was. Not seeing anything right now. And then lo and behold, freaking fork here is like pissing out. So let's change that, and maybe we'll just top it off for now. Because I've been here 20 minutes or so, and we've actually gained pressure. We were actually at 165 or 66, but I took this off and I lost a few PSI, but it hasn't gone down. It was at 150, mind you. So it's not a big leak. I swear, man, I drove away. I'm gonna get some food. I need to gas up. I need to get back in town to do some other call today before some friends of mine have some reaching coolers. I've been fixing them, or I worked on them yesterday, and I had to go back today because one of them was super block of ice. And I got to go back today because tomorrow they're gonna, you know, pack them to the brim. It's like a meal prep place. So I'm like, oh, I got to make it out today. This one took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, because I didn't know. I thought I was going to condemn it because they were, you know, wanting information for a new system. And of course, I drove away. I stopped. It's been a while. It's been cloudy ever since I left. But when I'm there, it's like super sunny. It's a story every time. Every time I leave, it gets really cloudy. So anyway, I don't feel comfortable just saying get a new unit. Never have, never will. So I was like, I need to go out there because one of our guys, I don't think our senior tech had time to come out. So he sent one of the newer guys, the one that's been with us longer. And he thought he heard something bad with the compressor. And again, he was just there to get information so that this customer, because they order their own parts. So that's what they were going to do. Or their own units. And I came I was like, oh no, I'm going to be there tomorrow, because he came yesterday. I was like, I need to do like a pressure test. I need to leak check it real quick. See the condition everything is in. Because those compressors, even though it's kind of like shoddy work, and again, I have no idea who put them in. I don't think I've ever worked on that unit, but it doesn't seem that old. I didn't take a look right now at the serial number, but I was like, the compressors looked like they were replaced at one point, because the fittings are not correct, but they were replaced. And I'm not saying it's like brand new, great condition, but it's better than, you know, some older equipment, right? So I was like, I don't know, the compressors should not be bad unless something bad was done while putting them in. And I was like, let's just, you know, check it. So I checked it. Obviously you might have micro leaks in the evaporator. I'm going to finally invest. I've been thinking about the Whisper ultrasonic from Hvacr, because everybody holds them to a high regard. And then the other one would be that AccuTrack, I believe it's called. But I'm looking into ultrasonic for these. Like that infrared went off maybe twice and then it didn't go off anymore. And I'm like, I think I have a leak here. And then I had a stain on the condenser and I wasn't getting a leak there today. Couldn't really hear anything, see anything until we saw the service port was leaking like pretty bad. So that one, if it had been like that for a year, 2 years, because like I said, I haven't worked on this one. I have no idea what's been done to it other than I can see that it has new compressors. If it had been leaking like that without any caps, I like to put caps. We did put 6 brand new brass caps on there. But if it was left like that, yeah, the whole charge would have leaked out in a year or two with that kind of leak, because they don't get a maintenance. So I haven't been there before. We're not there all the time. We're not on the roof all the time. You know, sometimes I'll be working on the freezer or something else and I'm not checking the ACs. Like there's nobody's there to maintain them, which I've been telling them, and they've been saying for years, because they told me again, yeah, we're trying to get it approved. But you know, if we had maintenance, you catch these little leaks here, you know the history of the unit at that point, because you're there every 6 months, which is what we do. And so I'm starting over because I've never worked on it before. I told her, you might need both coils, but for now, let's just get you some cooling. Turned it on and I was like, I know these pressures are a little too high because we waited in and our temperature was at 70, and I was like, something else is going on. Now I was not there to do a full diagnosis because it was flat. So like at that point, I'm not trying to do superheat subcore or anything like that, right? I'm just weighing it in. I want it to be done with the roof, and then I can investigate the vents. That's what I was doing. And I was like, this vent is like 80 degrees. Something's off. I got up there. One's disconnected. I can feel the attic very cold. So at that point, I told her I'll come back tomorrow morning, make sure I have all my straps and everything that I would need to kind of secure everything, because it didn't look like anything had straps. I'm just gonna fix those vents really quick. Should take care of it. We'll see what the temp is. Well, that is exactly why I wore the long sleeve today. My gloves are kind of trashed as well. And I wear my glasses. I wear the hat all the time. I put my little light there. I always have like a keychain light that can snap on and give me a headlamp. That's my preference. I probably could have used a real one today because I was just in the drop ceiling the whole time, but yeah, long sleeve, covered my neck, covered my arms, and then old hat that's already all sweaty and stuff. And then I also wear safety glasses when I remember, which I need to do more often, and that was just to keep the insulation. I was working around so much insulation. There was so many ducts disconnected. There was one just laying on a flat piece of ceiling tile. There is another one that I had to close off completely because there was actually no vent to it. It was just hanging there. It wasn't from the back AC unit. There's another one that kind of feeds a lot of the back as well. So we got to make sure that one's working the way it's supposed to, which I think they've had issues with it too, and it's newer. And a lot of that stuff, some of it I did not understand with, because like that one that was on the ceiling tile just on there, and then the empty vent next to it, that hanging strap, the way they had it, looked like they did that purposeful, or it tugged on it. If they did put it where it was supposed to, they tugged on it too much, or they put the tiles maybe backwards when they did something. I have no idea, because now they ran a lot of security cameras. You know, they've upgraded their networks over time. So a lot of this ceiling tiles, when I get up there, I find a lot of weird stuff just because somebody else has been up there working on something else, electrical or network or whatever, security cameras. So that one, it looked like it was meant to be there. So I cut the hanging strap and put it where it was supposed to be. And then there was some in the back that also the hanging straps were not where they should have been supporting it. And then some hanging straps just completely looked like they were either had gotten brittle and fallen apart, or they what do you call it, got cut or something. There was a lot of them just torn there. And the I call them cable ties. What do they, Panduit or whatever? Do I need to get that tool that tightens them? I feel like they didn't do that either, and maybe that's why they slipped off. I just try to make sure it's as tight as I can get it. There was only one that fed the very back, and it had just way too much excessive flex duct. It was all bunched up, and there was a few that just, because they were drooped or like in a weird position, they needed to be supported so that you can get the full, you know, full airflow, the CFMs and all that. Like, I don't get too technical with that part of it, but I just know that we need airflow, and there's a few things that we need to do to fix that. So just, you know, it's a matter of supporting it, making sure everything is tight, strapped in and everything. I need to investigate the rest of it, because there are some that I found in the space that were being fed from the next system. So they only have 3 here, so that middle AC is actually feeding some of the back as well. And like I said, it felt fine to me, but I can go a little bit further if they allow me to, which my dad was like, yeah, they're probably not going to approve anything else. Like, if it feels decent, they're probably going to be happy. I'm going to get out of here. I got some other calls to get to, and it's getting hot. It's getting late. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check that airflow. Don't just, they were ready to get a new system. Do not jump to conclusions, to compressors, to new systems. Check your airflow, check your belts, check your vents, check all the basics before. I just don't feel comfortable telling them, yeah, just go ahead and get it. No, we fixed the leak, fixed the vents, did some work in the attic space that was just bad. So remember to check all that stuff. I appreciate you guys. See ya.